Hey guys, Mike G here, and welcome back to What If Legendary Chose. Now to explain what's going on, I uploaded a video the other day about that Space Godzilla thing, and it wasn't on this day, apparently. I don't know what happened, but it just, for some reason, it didn't upload at the right time. I thought it did, but it didn't, so I don't know what happened, but I think everything's fine now. So, we're here to now talk about Gigan. We're just going to pretend that was a few days ago. And it was actually funny that one of my subscribers mentioned about Gigan. And it's funny that Gigan was actually going to be next. So, Gigan, if he was chosen by Legendary in this kind of universe, this very grounded series of Godzilla, but I think if we're just talking about Legendary, it doesn't need to be about Godzilla, because, you know, it doesn't have to be about Godzilla, you know. For the reason Space Godzilla was involved with Godzilla was because he's Space Godzilla. Now you may say, well, Gigan is a Godzilla monster, then why? Well, to be honest, there is no way you could fit Gigan in where Godzilla is. Now, aliens can be taken very seriously. You can make an alien route very grounded, but the way Gareth, and my perspective, I'm looking at this as a perspective of Gareth's view of the way he's doing this, and he's doing it very realistically, you know, like how Godzilla's lived for so long, and blah, 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 and no alien thing involved. It's like, you know, just watch the movie and you'll understand what I'm talking about. But when it comes to Gigan, you would have to completely change him once again, like Space Godzilla, into something else. And personally, I'm a huge Gigan fan. I love Gigan. I mean, he's not one of my top 5, but I'm a huge fan of Gigan. I mentioned I love Megalon too. When it comes to Gigan and Megalon, I think I'm on both pages. Like, they're just the same, you know, they're just so cool. But Gigan, I love this monster, and he's so original and creative that I don't want to see him changed. So I think the only thing you could do for Gigan, in which I thought of this too, Sevenizer, and it's funny that you said it too, is Pacific Rim. I think that would just blow our minds. I mean, it would probably make some fans mad that, you know, oh, he's not Godzilla, you know, but I think he would fit fine in Pacific Rim. Just because, you know, you look at him and he doesn't fit in this kind of series that is being taken seriously in Godzilla. So, you're kind of going to that cheese factor, and Gigan isn't cheesy, I'm not saying that, but the way that it's kind of portrayed in a way, and to convince people of what he is, that's the part. But I think how you can convince about Gigan is Pacific Rim, because this portal thing with the aliens coming out, I think it's perfect for all the aliens, like Monster X, Gigan, King Ghidorah, you know, because there you go, you have this door that is opened for kaijus to come in, and Pacific Rim is, I mean, I'm not like a huge fanboy, but that portal thing made me think, man, there's a lot of things that can happen there, and it doesn't seem to be just like a little world, it's like a huge world, and the amount of things they could do there, and what they have, and aliens being so, you know, so, you know what I mean, they can, Gigan would fit perfectly, especially for what he is, and if you took Gigan and put him in Godzilla, you would have to change him into something else. I don't think people would understand why he has a buzzsaw or anything like that, and if they do the alien thing, I don't know, it just isn't going to fit well. To me, it's just perfect to have it in Pacific Rim. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be in it, but if he ever does, in like the third one or something, if the second one this time does become successful, because the first one didn't do the best, I think it would be great, I mean great, to see Gigan in that kind of universe, because that's where he fits. I'm just kind of being biased too, because I don't want Gigan to change. That's how much I like a lot of these Toho monsters. Now, with some of the monsters, you can kind of change because they've had different kind of backgrounds. But with Gigan, you know, he's so original, and there's so many fans of this monster that you really can't do anything. When it comes to Space Godzilla, you have to change him because nobody's going to take that seriously. And he has to be in Godzilla because it's Space Godzilla. And you would have to completely change him, or just take the idea of him, because it's something that would not work here in America. Gigan would work in America, but just not in Godzilla. We're going to have to wait a long time, guys, before we get those kind of monsters in a Godzilla movie, because we want movies that people can be convinced and have a new generation of people saying, "Ooh, Godzilla's awesome." I'm a huge fan of kaijus, and kind of like how we developed people having, "Ooh, I love superheroes, Superman, you know, ooh, this," and same thing with anime stuff, like Pokemon. People have advanced into that and got addicted to it and are just a big fan of it. And there's not that many kaiju fans, you know, and Legendary's trying to develop a new fan base, which is for kaijus, and I think it's so smart of them. You know, it's awesome. So, if you want to see Gigan and Godzilla, you're gonna have to wait. So, but yeah, I want to see Gigan. I would love that. I think the perfect movie would be a Pacific Rim movie, just because it would be very interesting, and it would just be awesome to see Gigan. Now, I don't want to see him so much that, you know, I'll say Godzilla. I just want to see a new design and him imagined in America, in a different likeness. And the perfect thing is Pacific Rim. And, I mean, just imagine what he could do. I mean, they could take the Final Wars Gigan and they could kind of revamp him into this universe by Legendary, and they can just take all the concept of Gigan and make him tough and give him the awesome arsenals they had on Final Wars. I mean, it would just be a sick monster, too. I mean, oh my god, that'd be awesome. So, but that's Gigan, you know, and yeah, I would love to see this monster. Once again, I'm so sorry if I keep saying it. It would just be really cool. So, that's Gigan. That's all I have to say. Now, well, actually, you know what? Let me explain it if I were one of them and I got stupid and took it realistically. If you got really realistic with Gigan, and there's a lot of Gigan fans, by the way, I don't think people realize how many people love Gigan, because he's so original. Like Gamera and Godzilla, actually. I think Gigan is very original, and there's a huge fandom base for this guy. And I think it would be really cool to have a movie, too. Maybe you can have a movie about Gigan, about his origins, and make him a bad guy, but give him a reason to become a bad guy. Like, I think it would be very interesting, you know. That's something Legendary could definitely do. So, and I think fans would be really excited about that. Like, oh my god, a Gigan movie, that's awesome, you know. But if they were to change Gigan, like the way I explained Space Godzilla, that would actually tick me off, because it's just not Gigan. And I know what you're going to say. Well, you said Space Godzilla, nah, you know, but I don't know. I'm being biased, and it's Gigan, you know. I mean, Gigan's Gigan. You can't do anything with Gigan. I mean, you got to keep Gigan. You got to make him stay as Gigan. Just kind of, you know, make him better. I mean, more awesomeness, you know. Yeah, that's... Yeah. I just don't know how he would work. I don't know how you could change him into a realistic element. I mean, it would just be so weird. I mean, wouldn't it be really weird to see Gigan not the same, like, without the buzzsaw and all that? I mean, it would just be really weird. So, but that's Gigan, once again. So yeah, that's this discussion. Discuss in the comments below. That's what these things are for. So this is the second Legendary Chose thing. Hopefully this one doesn't delay either. So next week, we are actually going to be talking about another monster. Once again, I'll either think about it, or you guys could tell me what monster from the Godzilla universe only. I'm not doing other monsters. I'm only doing Godzilla monsters. So recommend a Godzilla monster you want me to talk about, except for King Ghidorah, Rodan, or Mothra, because I already did that. So any of those monsters, except for the ones I just talked about. So, yeah. Mike G off your screen. I'll see you guys soon in the next video. See you guys soon. Recommend, discuss, yeah. See you guys soon.